Well, hello there, fellow geeks and geekettes, and welcome to yet another video. I'm back with a little thought, and I'm quite interested in what you think about it and if you agree with me. And that thought is films and TV killed literature. Now, hear me out. First, we need to say that everything progresses or degresses or evolves or devolves, but I think we can all agree that things change all the time, and storytelling does as well. At the dawn of time, we told stories orally around the fire, and then we sang them. We composed poetry orally, and then we invented letters, and we were able to write the stories down. And then, of course, we invented all the different media, among which we could count comic books. We choose both letters and pictures. And then we invented TV, of course, and we were able to make films and tell stories through films. And this is the easiest way of consuming stories. It's quick, it doesn't take as much time as reading a novel. It moves, it flashes, it grasps the attention of the audience for at most 2 hours, if we count things like the extended version of The Lord of the Rings, that is 4 hours. But it's much easier for the audience to consume a film than to consume a book. You also need a little bit more imagination to read a book than to watch a film. So, of course, because there are more stupid or less intelligent people than more intelligent people, it is quite obvious that more people will love films and that literature will be on decline. And it has happened. People don't read as much as they used to, and if somebody tells you otherwise, they are lying or they don't know what they're talking about. And it doesn't matter if we are talking about prose, if we are talking about poetry, or if we are talking about comic books. People don't read as much, and we can see it. The comic book industry is on decline. The type of comic books that is thriving the most is the Japanese manga or the collected editions of American and European older comic books from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the early aughts. Definitely not the modern American comic books that are published monthly. This is dying. This industry is dying, and all the authors, all the writers, artists less so, but more we are talking about writers the most. The new ones especially. They are writing their stories, they are writing their books and comics as if they were Netflix pitches. So they are using the medium of books and comic books to get a Netflix deal or an Amazon Prime deal or HBO Max deal or whatever, just so they can get into Hollywood, which is quite sad and quite pathetic. Because they all think that they will be successful in Hollywood and that they will be making millions of dollars. Well, I'm actually happy to burst your bubble. It's not going to happen in majority of the cases. Only very few of the authors actually do succeed in getting all the Netflix deals, and in the vast majority of those cases, it is the authors that have been producing literature for a considerable length of time. The best ideas for films and comics, for films and TV shows, come from literature that is at least 20 years old, at the very least. In most cases, it's even older. So it does not happen that somebody writes a comic book and somebody writes a novel and it immediately gets a Netflix deal and it gets extremely popular worldwide. No, it just doesn't happen. And the market is oversaturated with TV shows based on comic books and films based on comic books. There are just too much of them, or too many of them. And for myself, I can tell you that I'm fed up to the back of my teeth with all the comic book based films and comic book based TV shows. I just don't watch them anymore. The same thing happened with Star Wars. It's milking the same thing over and over again. The Mandalorian, yes, it's awesome. It's really the only bright gem that there is. But the rest, who cares? So that is why I personally do only read and watch older things, older comic books, older books, older films, older TV shows, because there will always be something that you haven't read yet, and that is old and that is good. So why would I wait? Why would I pray for something new and hope that it will be at least half decent when I know there are thousands of things that I haven't read or watched yet, and they are actually fucking good? So that's it. And then you've got comic book so-called writers like Vita Ayala or Kelly Sue DeConnick, or all the other people who were hired not based on merit, but based on their identity, and because they are openly shouting into the world that they are, gay or bipolar, non-binary, I meant. Maybe they are bipolar, who knows? In most cases, it certainly seems like that. And the publishers are hiring them because it's very modern, it's very in, it's very popular to hire people from various groups. Like, oh, you are gay, and black, and you don't have fucking left leg. So yeah, we are hiring you because you are ticking 3 boxes at the same time. Yeah, no, it's just, that's why literature has been declining for several years now, and that's why literature is shit, basically. Nothing that is published now is good. Absolutely nothing. I mean, sorry, that was my fucking phone. Right. So yeah, that might have been a sign that I should stop now, because there's really nothing much to say. So I'm interested in what you think about this, and if you agree with me or not. I'm only open to intelligent and educated discussion, and thank you very much for watching, and bye.